To know for January 9th, coming to you from Meadow Mill. I'm Amanda. That is not Alan, as you can tell. That's Simone.
Hi,
you probably
I'm
recognize her from Weekend Agenda, which is on Fridays. Alan's protesting today's show on political grounds. I don't know. I just made that up. So you can join us here every Tuesday at 12:30 for your weekly news roundup and a discussion of current events. Please feel free to comment and ask us questions in the field below. Talk to us. You can talk to Simone just as easily as you can talk to Alan.
That's right.
So Simone, it's been really cold, obviously.
Really cold.
Like
although it is
stupid
thawing
cold.
out, thank
It's
God.
thawing out, and by Thursday, I think we're supposed to be in the 50s, which is also ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy.
But we've had all kinds of extreme weather this year, and the storm costs are actually adding up. Imagine that.
They certainly are. In fact, you won't believe this. The U.S. tallied a record high bill last year for weather disasters, $306 billion.
Let's repeat that, because that's insane.
$306
Billion. That's how much storms cost us this year.
Right.
Okay.
Here's like a rundown on where those costs came from. The U.S. had 16 disasters last year with damage exceeding $1 billion, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said on Monday. That ties 2011 for the number of billion-dollar disasters, but the total cost blew past the previous record of $215 billion in 2005. Three out of the 5 most expensive hurricanes in U.S. history hit last year.
3 out of 5 in history.
Right,
Happened last year.
Right, thanks. Okay. Hurricane Harvey in Texas cost $125 billion, second only to 2005's Katrina. Maria's damage in Puerto Rico cost $90 billion, ranking third. Irma was $50 billion for the 5th most expensive hurricane.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
But that's not all.
No, there was more.
Western wildfires racked up $18 billion in damage, 3 times the U.S. wildfire record.
Also insane. Okay.
The increase in billion-dollar weather disasters is likely a combination of more flooding, heat and storm surge from climate change, along with other changes, such as where buildings are put, where people move, and how valuable their property is, says Deke Arndt, NOAA's climate monitoring chief. The weather agency also said that 2017 was the 3rd hottest year in U.S. records for the lower 48 states, with an annual temperature of 54.6 degrees, 2.6 degrees warmer than the 20th century average. Only 2012 and 2016 were warmer. The 5 warmest years, get this, the 5 warmest years for the lower 48 states have all happened since 2006.
Okay. Yeah, I know. So this absolutely sounds like end days to me. Like, I don't know how many more ways we can put this or what. Like, if you didn't just hear all of those stats and think, oh, wow, climate change is actually happening. Global warming is real. We need to fix this now. We need to start actually thinking about where we build those structures. We need to think about where to give funding. Yeah, this is like a disaster movie, except in reality, times 5. 306 billion. Damages. Like, tell people how much it's going to cost them, because then they care, right? Sort of, if it affects their pocketbooks.
If it affects their taxes, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, we've been talking about Pence and his trip to Israel, on again, off again relationship. So I think he's finally committed.
I think so. I'm not going to. Okay.
Continue.
Vice President Pence will visit Israel later this month, his office announced.
Okay.
Pence will travel to the Middle East from January 19th to 23rd, with other stops in Egypt and Jordan to meet with their leaders. In Israel, on the last 2 days of the trip, the vice president is scheduled to meet jointly with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Reuven Rivlin, and to address the Knesset. He's also scheduled to visit the Western Wall and Yad Vashem. Palestinian leaders refused to meet with Pence in the wake of President Donald Trump's recognition last month of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Pence postponed a planned mid-December visit to Israel so he could preside over the vote on a tax overhaul favored by Trump. Prior to visiting Israel, Pence will meet in Egypt on January 20th with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and in Jordan on January 21st with King Abdullah II.
Okay, so we'll see if he actually gets to the Middle East on January 19th. Speaking of Israel and the Knesset.
Yes, the Knesset approved a controversial bill which will keep Israeli supermarkets and other businesses closed on the Sabbath. The so-called mini-markets bill passed Tuesday morning by a narrow vote of 58 to 57 in its second and third readings. Under the new legislation, the Interior Minister has the authority to strike down new municipal bylaws, which allows some businesses to remain open on Shabbat. Passing such legislation was part of the coalition agreement which brought the Haredi Orthodox parties into the current Likud-led government. The law does not apply retroactively to existing bylaws, including a law which allowed grocery stores in Tel Aviv to remain open. Gas stations and convenience stores will be permitted to remain open too.
Yeah, so this is controversial because it's putting all the law under one group's hands and authority, and assuming that everyone is religious or Shomer Shabbos. Not only in Tel Aviv, it's very cosmopolitan. Not only is everyone not Shomer Shabbos, they're also not even Jewish.
Right.
So, they need to be able to go do things on Shabbos.
Right.
If you're just joining us, this is Jay Moore's Need to Know on Facebook Live. Share, like, and follow at hashtag Jay Moore Need to Know. So, moving on to the world of entertainment, some good news this week.
Right. Golden Globes were held this week, and The Marvelous Miss Maisel won Best Television Series Comedy at the 2018 Golden Globe Awards. Yeah. Rachel Brosnahan, the non-Jewish actress who plays the very Jewish Midge Maisel in the Amazon Studios series, took home the Best Actress Award for a television comedy at Sunday's Awards.
Awesome.
Also, James Franco was awarded the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture for his portrayal of director Tommy Wiseau in The Disaster Artist. Franco praised collaborator, also Jewish, Seth Rogen, and his film co-star and brother Dave Franco, whom he called my own Coen brother.
Yeah, I think he's got a few years ahead of him before he becomes a Coen brother, but that's cute. You saw the movie.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Alan, who's not here on political protest, loves the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So I know he's probably happy about that. I haven't watched it because I haven't met a man yet who wants to give me his Amazon Prime password. Once that happens, I'll be in like Flynnberg. So,
I'm not a man, but I might be willing to give you if you're very nice to me. Okay. Except I don't think I even know what it is. Right. Jewish actresses such as Gal Gadot, Natalie Portman, Deborah Messing, and Tracee Ellis Ross joined dozens of other actresses in wearing black to the award ceremony to take a stand against sexual harassment and gender inequality.
And when that happened, for some reason, Tracee Ellis Ross just blew up on social media. She is Jewish. She's Diana Ross's daughter. She's the star of Blackish, and I think everyone's always known that she's Jewish, and I think she's been Jewish since birth, but for some reason she was just blowing up this week. So anyway, that happened.
Right. Also at the award show, Barbra Streisand criticized the sexism of Hollywood while presenting an award at the Golden Globes, pointing out that she is the only woman to have received its Best Director award. Backstage, I heard they said I was the only woman to get the Best Director award. And that was 1984. That was 34 years ago. Folks, time's up.
Time's up.
Streisand said before presenting the final award of the night for Best Motion Picture. Streisand's Best Director award at the Golden Globes was for the movie Yentl, in which she also played the title character.
It's a good movie, but I would have guessed Prince of Tides. I would have thought...
Yeah, I find that kind of surprising.
Yeah, I know. Didn't Prince of Tides win an Oscar? I'm pretty sure it won Best Picture.
I don't know. Yentl I thought was really funny.
Papa, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so then there's our favorite, Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, Roseanne Barr said her character's support for President Donald Trump in the revived sitcom Roseanne is a reflection of her own views and also true to the show's roots, according to the Chicago Tribune.
True.
The sitcom brings the Connor family and the life of the country up to date when it debuts March 27th on ABC.
All right.
Quote, I've always attempted to portray a realistic portrait of the American people and of working class people. And in fact, it was working class people who elected Trump, Barr said Monday. The show also seeks to address the polarization that has split families, she said, calling such divisiveness not American. I'm not a Trump apologist, she continued. There are a lot of things he said and done I don't agree with, like there's probably a lot of things Hillary Clinton has done and said that you don't agree with. No one's brainwashed into agreeing with 100% of what anybody says, let alone a politician or a candidate. The new Roseanne reunites Barr with John Goodman, Laurie Metcalf, and other original cast members.
By the way, she was also asked if she would be a better president than Oprah or Susan Sarandon as an example. And she said, absolutely, she thinks she'd be a better president than them. Plus, she thinks she'd be a better president than Trump. So
she doesn't have any ego issues. Okay.
It's weird Amanda trivia time.
Okay.
Since we brought up Roseanne, can anyone out there guess the one thing I have in common with Roseanne Barr? Anyone? Simone, you want to take a stab?
Should I take a stab at it?
Glenn's not trying. He doesn't want to guess.
All right. I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
That both you and Roseanne are from Utah.
We are both Jews from Salt Lake City.
Wow.
Which is just
it right.
It's a weird thing.
That is a weird thing.
And I bet if I went on that PBS show, we'd probably find a connection. I don't know. I mean, she's from a Russian / Austro-Hungary sort of background. I have Russian Jewish ancestors who were from Salt Lake. I mean, they got there. They were pioneers.
Very interesting.
So that's strange, but that's my one little tidbit of the day.
All right,
let's do a J word of the day. Simone, can you do it?
Okay.
Are you up to this challenge?
I'm going to do my best to pronounce this correctly.
It's not going to sound like Alan, but you can do it.
Okay. The Jewish word of the day, the J word of the day is ganzer Mensch.
Ganzer Mensch.
Okay. And that is Yiddish for a big shot or a real man.
Okay.
So the way you would use this word is to say something like, that president of your fancy university, he really thinks he's a ganzer Mensch, doesn't he?
I think Glenn is a ganzer Mensch.
Glenn is a ganzer Mensch.
He is. He's a good ganzer Mensch.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for us today. We got through this, Simone. Remember to join us here Tuesdays at 12:30 for your Need to Know News Roundup. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and follow at #JMoreNeedToKnow. And go to jmoreliving.com for more news updates. We will see you next week.
Right. With Alan.
Bye.
Bye.